I'm turning that into Salisbury steak. I'm going to show y'all how I make Salisbury steak. And this is easy. It's not the professional way, but it's what we do. I take 1 packet of the Lipton's beefy onion and put it in the bowl. I'm going to add a little bit, just a smidgen of water, and a couple splashes of Worcestershire sauce, or whatever it is, however y'all call it. And we're going to give that a stir. And it'll look something like that. You don't want too much water because we're going to mix this in with our ground beef. And then kind of massage all this together and make your patties. Put those in the skillet and just cook them and brown them on both sides. It doesn't have to be completely thorough right now because you're going to let them simmer in your onion gravy. While those are cooking, take you about that much water. I guess, what is that, about almost 2 cups or so. And I'm going to add in a couple of teaspoons or tablespoons of some Better Than Bouillon beef. It'll take that a while to dissolve, so I'll just keep stirring it as I'm cooking. And it may not even dissolve all the way, but it will once it hits the pan. I've also taken about 2 paws of frozen onions out of the freezer from our garden from last year. And by paws, I mean 2 handfuls, 2 paws full. This meat was a little dry, so when I flipped it, I added a little bit of the broth to it. It's a lean beef, so it just didn't have much fat or droppings coming off, and I don't want it to burn. Alright, once your patties are done or almost done, pull them to the side and throw in your onions to cook. Now these are frozen, so it's going to take just a minute or 2 to thaw. But they will break down and get soft and clear and translucent and soak up some of this good flavor. Sorry. It's hard to film and focus, but I'll come back when these are done. If these have cooked down a little bit, I'm going to add just a little bit more of the broth. Stir it up just a little, get some of that flavor off the bottom. I'm going to turn the heat down. And I'm going to add just a little bit of flour in here so that we can make a little gravy. I'm not doing a lot, just enough to make a gravy. Get that all stirred in. Now that that's done, we're going to add in the rest of the broth and deglaze that pan, get that flavor off. Alright, now that the broth is added back in, I'm going to do just another splash of the Worcestershire sauce, because we really like it. And then I'm going to add the patties back in. And then let it low simmer for about 20 minutes. I actually had to turn it off to let it cool down just a little bit. But we'll let that simmer for about 20 minutes. Then serve it up with a side of mashed potatoes and green beans from your garden.